don't you understand? Hey, Drew, I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting arrested. I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting out, bro. God damn. When we tell you to do something, you do it. You understand?
I'm getting out.
You understand? Not what you want, but what we tell you. You're a little confused.
I'm getting out, bro.
Too late.
Chill,
Too late.
All right, bro. Take me to jail, bro. Do what you gotta do, bro.
We are. We will.
Good, bro.
It is good.
Hey, Drew, hey.
It is a Sunday morning in Miami. One of the most explosive players in the National Football League is behind the wheel of his McLaren, blocks from his own stadium hours before he is supposed to take the field, and the lights come on. Within about 60 seconds, this entire encounter is going to be about one thing: a window. Roll it down, roll it up, and then Tyreek Hill is face down on the pavement, hands cuffed behind his back, and officers wait on top of
Hey, keep your window down. Hey, keep your window down. Keep your window down. I'm gonna get you out of the car. As a matter of fact, get out of the car. Give me your ass. Get out of the car. Give me your ass. We'll break that freaking window. Get out of the car. Get out of the car right now. We're not playing this game. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out.
of him. Now here's what makes this video different from every other one you have seen about this stop. Every channel covering this is telling you the same thing, that the police had no right to drag a man out of his own car over a window, that this is an outrageous slam dunk lawsuit. I am a criminal defense attorney, and I am going to tell you something almost none of them will. The part you are angriest about, the part where they order him out of the car, is the one part of this that was almost certainly legal. The real case, the part that should actually scare the city, is something most of these videos walk right past. My name is Matthew Graves. I am a criminal defense attorney, and I have spent more than 15 years watching traffic stops go from a ticket to a takedown in the time it takes to say the wrong sentence. By the end of this video, you will know three things: why the order to get out of the car was legal, even though it feels completely outrageous; exactly where this stop crossed the constitutional line, because it is not where the internet thinks it is; and what a case like this is actually worth, including the part that is going to surprise you, because almost 2 years later, the lawsuit everyone promised has still not been filed.
What part of that don't you understand? Hey, Drew, I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting arrested. I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting out, bro. God damn. When we tell you to do something, you do it. You understand?
I'm getting out.
You understand? Not what you want, but what we tell you. You're a little confused.
I'm getting out, bro.
Too late.
Chill,
Too
bro.
late.
All right, bro. Take me to jail, bro. Do what you gotta do, bro.
We are. We will.
Good, bro.
It is good.
Hey, Drew, hey,
Don't worry about it. I hung up the phone. You stop crying.
bro. Y'all,
Don't move.
good. Bro,
Let me set the scene. September 8th, 2024. It is the season opener. Hill is driving to Hard Rock Stadium when officers from the Miami-Dade Police Department pull him over for a traffic violation, careless driving, and a seatbelt. That is the entire reason for the stop. Remember that, because under the law, everything that follows gets measured against how minor the original crime was, and it does not get more minor than a seatbelt. An officer walks up and knocks on the window. Hill lowers it, tells the officer he is in a hurry, just give me the ticket, and then he rolls the window back up. Not all the way down, not refusing forever. Down, then up. The officer tells him, keep your window down. Hill does not, and right there in that small standoff, this whole thing turns.
hey, is it for? Damn, bro, dude, beating on my window like he crazy. I ain't do nothing, twin. Damn.
Hey, don't park there. Don't park there.
Hey. Hold on, twin, hold on. Hold on, bro. I just had surgery on my knee. I just had surgery on my knee, bro. I just had surgery on my knee, bro.
I just heard you in your ears when we told you to put your window down.
Chill, bro. Hey, Joe New, bro.
Back up.
Hey, call Drew. Hey, call Drew, bro. Call Drew.
because the officer says the words, "Get out of the car." And this is the moment the entire internet has decided was the violation. He was in his own car. He had not done anything. They had no right to pull him out. I understand why it feels that way, but I have to be the honest one in the room. And the honest answer is that the law settled this question 47 years ago, and it settled it against Tyreek Hill.
Hey, man, they got Tyreek. The cops over here beating on him, man. They over here beating on Tyreek,
Listen,
man.
big man, don't park there, man. Just get in
Hey,
the
yo,
car.
hey, Drew, you gotta come, man.
Just get in the car.
Straight up the side, on the side of the,
Hey, get in the car. You're parked in the middle of the street.
I'm in the car.
You gotta go before you get a ticket.
Hey,
I'm
you're
not
in the car.
Who's the driver?
This is my car.
All right, move.
All right, I'll take that.
You gotta move right now.
I'm coming, man.
Let me have your license. You get a ticket too.
I'm coming.
Let me have your license. You get a ticket. Let me have your license.
I'm leaving.
I'm not playing. Let me have your
I'm
license.
leaving. Yo, what's
Your
going
license
on?
right now.
Sir, what's going on,
Your license
man?
right now. You're not gonna give me your license?
Get in the car and leave.
You're not gonna give me your license?
I'm leaving.
Let me have your
I'm
license.
leaving,
Your
man.
license right now.
Sir, you want me to
Hey,
leave?
your license right now.
I'm leaving.
Or I'm gonna lock you up.
just told
Your
me to
license
leave.
right now.
He just told me to
Your
leave.
license right now.
Sir, he just-
You're dealing with me now.
Sir.
Your license right now. We're not playing this game here, man.
There is a Supreme Court case called Pennsylvania versus Mimms, decided in 1977. In that case, officers stopped a man for an expired license plate and ordered him out of his car. He had done nothing else wrong. And the Supreme Court held that during any lawful traffic stop, an officer can order the driver out of the vehicle as a matter of course, no extra reason required, no suspicion of anything. The court called the added intrusion, and I am quoting, de minimis, a mere inconvenience. So when that officer told Tyreek Hill to get out of the car, he was standing on one of the most settled rules in all of traffic stop law. And it goes further than that. There is a companion case, Maryland versus Wilson from 1997, that extends the exact same rule to passengers. So the officer can order everyone out of that car, driver and passengers, on nothing more than a lawful stop for a seatbelt. I know that is not what you want to hear, but if you walk into court screaming they had no right to make him get out, a city attorney hands you Mimms and watches you deflate. The order to exit is not the violation. So what is?
Close that door.
Yo, Drew. Hey, look, hey, this is we right
Yo. Stay here, man. Hey, what's his name? Tell him to stay here, bro. What is it?
John.
John.
You know what that Walmart
I
is
know.
right before you turn
But
right
yo.
to go into the players' parking
Stay
lot?
over here, man. Talk to whoever you want, but talk
I'm
over
talking
here.
right here. I'm by my car, man. I'm driving past it.
Here's what actually matters. There is a world of difference between can they order you out and can they do what they did next. Mimms says they can open the door. Mimms says nothing about what happens after the door is open. And what happened after the door opened is the entire case. Watch the clock. From the first real exchange to Tyreek Hill being face first on the ground with a knee on his back is under a minute. Officers drag him out by the arm and the head and slam him to the pavement over a window on a seatbelt stop. And that is governed by a completely different case. Graham versus Connor, 1989. This is the case for every claim that police use too much force. The Supreme Court said force has to be objectively reasonable, judged by what a reasonable officer would do on the scene. And it gave us three things a court weighs. 1, how severe was the crime? 2, was the person an immediate threat to anyone? 3, was he actively resisting or trying to flee? Now run Tyreek Hill through that test. The crime, a seatbelt. That is the bottom of the scale. The threat, an unarmed man seated in a stopped car on a public road in broad daylight. The resistance, a window going up and a man slow to step out. And this is the legal heart of the whole thing. Rolling a window up is about as passive as it gets. The stronger argument, and I think it is the right one, is that this is non-compliance, not active resistance. Active resistance, the kind courts say justifies real force, generally means fighting, pulling away, running. A window is not a fist. The jury gets to decide which side of that line this falls on. When you take a minor crime, no real threat, and passive non-compliance, and you answer it with a face-first takedown in under a minute, that is the conduct a jury gets to call unreasonable. That is the case, not the order to get out, the force after. Now,
they got him on the ground and being complaints out here right now, man. So the cops is being ridiculous, man. They keep telling me to get my car. He just took my license. I pulled over. I see my teammate with his face looking on the ground. He giving me they through, man. This is ridiculous. But one of my teammates, man, he recorded it. He's going up there with me. Hey, come here. Choking. Hey, stay right there. Hey. Pull your phone off.
the officers have a defense, and I am going to give it to you straight instead of pretending it does not exist. Their argument is that refusing the window and being slow to exit was obstruction, and that an officer facing an unknown situation gets to act on officer safety. And under Florida law, there is a statute for that. It is Florida Statute 843.02, resisting an officer without violence. It is a first-degree misdemeanor, and yes, refusing lawful commands can fall under it. But read the elements carefully because they cut both ways. The state has to prove the officer was in the lawful execution of his duty and that you knowingly obstructed him. And there is a separate statute, 843.01, resisting with violence, which bumps it up to a third-degree felony. Nobody is claiming that happened here. So the very worst honest label for what Tyreek Hill did is a nonviolent misdemeanor. And here is the question that wins the case. Since when does a nonviolent misdemeanor justify slamming a man into the pavement?
Close the door. Put your hands behind your back. You didn't listen.
I told you, leave.
I'm about to leave. I told you to move your car. You didn't want to listen.
I'm about to leave. I'm about to move my car.
No, we told you multiple times.
I'll move the car. I got you. You know exactly why you're in.
It's called fail to obey. We gave you a lawful command to do it. You didn't do it, sir. So now you're under arrest for failure to obey.
Failure to obey.
Yes, we gave you a lawful command.
He told me I have to move my car.
Did you ever move the car after multiple times of being told no,
He said, if you don't want to go, I'm going to arrest you.
You didn't move. You just kept standing there recording.
I told you to leave, man.
You didn't listen. Okay? Hear me out. I was the last one to get here. You know that, right? So when I get here, I don't know what's going on, but I hear them telling you multiple times, move the vehicle, move the vehicle, move the...
And now we get to the part almost every video skips, because it is not even Tyreek Hill. While this is happening, another car pulls up. It is Calais Campbell, his teammate, a grown man who walks up to a chaotic scene and tries to calm it down, and the officers handcuff him too. Think about that. Campbell was not stopped for anything. He was not driving the car they pulled over. He committed no traffic violation. He walked up to help, and they put him in cuffs. Legally, that is a separate Fourth Amendment seizure, and it has to stand on its own. To detain Campbell, the officers needed their own reasonable suspicion that he specifically was involved in a crime. Walking up to a scene and asking what is going on is not a crime. Under the rule from Terry versus Ohio, you cannot just grab a bystander because the situation is tense. And that, honestly, may be the cleanest constitutional violation in this entire stop. Tyreek Hill at least had a window standoff the officers can point to. Campbell did nothing at all. If I am the lawyer, Campbell's claim might be the easiest one to win in the whole case.
He on his way, fam. Hey, this is ridiculous, man.
Come over here.
What's going, man?
Hey everybody, we're going to get you right back to that body cam in just a minute, but here's a question for you. What a lot of the body cams on this channel make clear? I don't know, that the world is just a crazy and totally unpredictable place. Well, one of the most unpredictable things that can happen to you in life is if you get injured. What do you do next? Well, that is why I want to talk to you guys about our amazing partner and sponsor of our body cam channel, Morgan & Morgan. This is a firm with over 1,000 attorneys you may want in your corner because they are America's largest injury law firm. They are specialists in this area. And by the way,
So let me get to the question the thumbnails all promise and never answer. The massive lawsuit, here is the honest truth, and I am not going to hand you a fake number. As of right now, almost 2 years after this happened, Tyreek Hill has not filed a lawsuit. Not against the department, not against the officer. What he did do is hire a civil rights attorney and start gathering records. That is lawyering up. It is not a filed case, and there is no settlement and no dollar figure. And the rest of the story is just as strange. The traffic citations against Hill, the careless driving and the seatbelt, those got dismissed because the officers did not show up to court. The lead officer who pulled him out, a veteran with a long history of prior complaints and suspensions, was put on administrative duty and then he retired. The internal affairs investigation was closed and the results were never made public. So the loud story is a multi-million-dollar payday. The real story is a man who got dragged out of his car, who lawyered up, and a system that quietly closed every file and moved on. So what would a case like this actually be worth if he filed it? I am not going to invent a figure because no complaint exists to put one on, but I will tell you how these resolve. A clear video, a famous plaintiff, a minor crime, and a takedown that looks ugly on camera is exactly the kind of case a city does not want in front of a jury. When the video is this bad, cities tend to settle quietly rather than let 12 people watch it and pick their own number. The leverage is enormous, which makes the fact that there is still no lawsuit the most interesting question of all. And there is one more honest piece I owe you. Even a strong case runs into a wall called qualified immunity. It comes from a case called Harlow versus Fitzgerald, and it means an officer cannot be sued unless he violated a right so clearly established that any reasonable officer would have known. It is the reason a lot of these cases die early. But excessive force this visible on a crime this minor is exactly the kind of fact pattern that gets past it. The clearer the video, the harder it is for any officer to say he did not know.
and settlements. They make the process super easy for their clients because from starting your claim to uploading documents to talking to your legal team, it can all be done on your smartphone. Also, there's no upfront fee. You only pay them if you win. So if you're injured, you can easily start a claim at forthepeople.com/LCBodycam.
Hey, come over here.
I'm right here, man. This is ridiculous, man. Oh, what's up? What's going? What's the reason for
Following
this?
orders, man. We're trying to talk to him to the window, get his ID. He doesn't put his window down.
If breaking a case down to the exact moment that actually matters, the difference between what feels illegal and what is illegal is the kind of thing you want more of. That is exactly what this channel is for. Every week, I take the biggest stops, arrests, and settlements and show you where the real legal line is, the way I just split this stop into the part that was legal and the part that was not. If that is your speed, subscribe and stick around because knowing this difference is the whole game. Because here's what I want you to walk away with. Feeling like something was illegal and proving it are two different things. They could order Tyreek Hill out of that car. That part is settled law. What they could not do is answer a seatbelt in a rolled up window with a man face down on the pavement, and they could not cuff a teammate who walked up to help. Learn the difference between the part that makes you angry and the part that wins. And you understand this case better than almost everyone arguing about it online. I'm Matthew Graves. Know your rights.